Want to welcome everyone to today's meeting. As you may notice, we're trying to practice some social distancing in our meeting today. And we're going to have Commissioner Irvin and Commissioner Howard joining us by Skype. We tried to get Commissioner Hamilton on a separate camera, but we're going to work that out by Thursday night anyway, we hope. But I appreciate these commissioners being willing to and agreeing to do this for the safety of all involved. Doing this hearing with using Skype and other technology is going to be a challenge for everybody, especially the court reporter and everybody that's got to be tallying votes. So we're going to probably be calling votes individually in some cases, so we can make sure that that we get everybody in the record accurately. So we'll ask everybody as we go through this process today to have patience as we work through this, because we've got some very important and timely issues that we need to address today. Before we begin, I want to, I think it's appropriate to focus our moment of silent meditation on the current situation that we find ourselves in with the COVID-19 pandemic. So if you will bow your heads, please. Amen. Thank you. Before we begin, I'm gonna yield the gavel to Madam Vice Chair Belzer to begin, and then I'll let her turn it over to Mr. Minges.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I recognize Mr. Minges to present the first items.
Thank you, Madam Acting Chairman. Staff proposes that our next Commission business meeting be scheduled for Wednesday, March 25th, 2020 at 2 o'clock.
Thank you. The clerk will note that time and date. Thank you.
Thank you. We have several supplemental items. Item number 1 has several sub-items. These regard the Commission's response to COVID-19. Sub-item number 1, 2020-106A. This matter concerns suspending the disconnection of all regulated utility customers for non-payment.
Is there a motion?
Madam Vice Chair.
Chairman Randall.
On March 16, 2020, the Office of Regulatory Staff filed a request asking the Commission to grant waivers of certain PSC regulations and seeking expedited action by the Commission. ORS's request follows correspondence from Governor Henry McMaster asking ORS to communicate with all regulated utilities and cooperatives serving the state of South Carolina and effectuate the Governor's request that utilities do not suspend essential services for non-payment during the current state of emergency. By its letter dated March 16, 2020, ORS requests waivers of regulations related to late payment charges and procedures for termination of service for all utilities under the Commission's jurisdiction. The specific regulations are Electric Regulations 103-339.3 and 103-352. Natural Gas Regulations 103-439-3 and 103-452. Water Regulations 103-732.3 and 103-735.1. Wastewater Regulations 103-532.2 and 103-535. And Telecommunications Regulations 103-622.2 and 103-633. I move that the Commission grant waivers of the regulations related to late payment charges and procedures for termination of service for all regulated utilities and direct that all regulated utilities suspend disconnection of service during the COVID-19 state of emergency. Additionally, I move that the Commission grant authority for any regulated utility under the Commission's jurisdiction to waive the portion or portions of its tariff or tariffs providing for the collection of reconnection fees during the COVID-19 state of emergency. I move also that all utilities track the financial impacts related to the waivers approved by this action and order as the commission may seek reporting of financial impacts at a future time. I move that all regulated utilities are encouraged to provide the commission and the ORS with other actions the utilities find necessary in addressing customer needs for the COVID-19 state of emergency. Reporting of any additional action should be filed in docket number 2020-106-A. I also move that all regulated utilities are encouraged to keep the commission, ORS, and customers apprised of material COVID-19 related updates, and all updates should be filed in docket 2020-106-A. Finally, I want to commend all utilities which have already informed the commission, ORS, customers, and the media of suspension of disconnection of services for non-payment during the COVID-19 state of emergency. This current state of emergency is unprecedented, and we commend and appreciate all utilities, ORS, and customers in working through these issues presented daily. So moved, Madam Vice Chair.
Thank you, Chairman Randall. Commissioners, you've heard the motion. Are there any comments or questions?
Madam Chair Lady,
Commissioner Hamilton.
I'd like to speak in favor of the chairman's motion. At the same time, I would like to point out the district that I represent probably has the highest poverty rate in the state of South Carolina. I would like also, if a sub-note could be put with the letter, that the governor take in consideration the areas that are covered by governmental supported water companies, electric co-ops, and other utilities that are non-regulated. I would appreciate this very much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Hamilton. Any other questions or comments, Commissioners?
Madam Vice Chairman.
Commissioner Whitfield.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the Commission for working so expeditiously on this. Chairman Randall, for you taking your role in this and your involvement in on it. As we all know, ORS has the ESF 12 functions per Act 175 that was passed in '04, but this is a rare opportunity that this commission does have to act in an emergency type situation. And we certainly appreciate ORS being involved directly as the law allows with them, with our utilities, and we also appreciate them being involved at the South Carolina Emergency Management Division, which also Act 175 allows for them to do, and to work with our state leaders and the governor in responding to this emergency. And lastly, I would like to echo Commissioner Hamilton's sentiment that my district too is also a very rural district. Parts of it are, and that I have ratepayers in District 5 that could be tremendously impacted, many low income, many elderly, and senior citizens on fixed income also in District 5. So with that, Madam Vice Chairman, I support the motion as well.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners on Skype, any comments on this motion?
I'm in support of the motion, and I commend the chairman for his leadership in this matter.
Because we do have several members on Skype, we'll have a roll call vote. Chairman Randall?
Aye.
Commissioner Whitfield? Aye. Commissioner Howard? Commissioner Howard, we can't hear you. Try again, Commissioner Howard. If you vote aye, how about wave at us? Okay, that's an aye. Commissioner Hamilton? Aye. Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
And I vote aye. All have voted aye, but I have to call for the nays anyway. Any nays? None indicated. The motion passes. Mr. Minges?
Thank you. Sub-item 2 to the supplemental agenda item number 1, docket numbers 2019-281S and 2019-290WS. This matter concerns the parties voluntarily agreeing to waive the implementation date of future potential rate adjustments and, if applicable, the 6-month deadline for issuance of rate orders.
Madam Vice Chair.
Chairman Randall.
Madam Vice Chair, in light of the devastating effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, and because the governor has requested that no utilities suspend or disconnect essential services for non-payment during the current state of emergency, I move that we request Blue granted in docket number 2019-290-WS and Palmetto Utilities in dockets number 219-281-S to voluntarily stay all deadlines related to the South Carolina Code annotated section 58-5-240, including the 6-month deadline for issuance of the final order. So moved, Madam Vice Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, do we need to put in a date by which we request the utilities provide us information on this motion? Say by Monday?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's say by Monday.
Thank you, sir. We have a motion on the floor. Any commissioners wish to speak or ask questions on this motion?
I would like to add that what we have is a state of emergency, and it's unfair at this time to put a rate increase in effect when people are having difficulty paying grocery bills, mortgages, car payments. So essentially, as I understand it, what this would do is postpone or defer any rate increases in these two cases until a later date.
And that was Commissioner Irvin speaking for those watching. Thank you, Commissioner Irvin. Anyone else? We have a motion on the floor. Once again, we'll do a roll call vote. Chairman Randall?
Aye.
Commissioner Whitfield?
Aye.
Commissioner Howard? Please wave at us if you're voting aye. That's an aye vote. Commissioner Hamilton? Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Still have to call for the nays. Any nays? All vote aye, and the motion passes. Mr. Minges.
Thank you. Sub-item number 3 in docket numbers 2019-281S and 2019-290S. This matter concerns a letter to the governor, to the President of the Senate, to the Speaker of the South Carolina House of Representatives, to the Chairman of the South Carolina Senate and House Judiciary Committees, and to the members of the South Carolina State Regulation of Public Utilities Review Committee requesting a stay of pending rate cases.
Chairman Randall.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. Madam Vice Chair, I move that we approve the filing of a letter from the Chairman of the Public Service Commission of South Carolina to the South Carolina Governor, the President of the South Carolina Senate, the Speaker of the South Carolina House of Representatives, Chairman of the South Carolina Senate and House Judiciary, Chairman of the Senate and House Labor, Commerce, and Industry Committees, and members of the Public Utility Review Committee to stay pending rate cases. So moved, Madam Chair, Vice Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Commissioners, anyone have any questions or comments on the motion?
Vice Chair.
Commissioner?
My only thing would be I would like the same comments that I requested for the earlier letter to be placed on this letter that goes to the legislature and the governor. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Hamilton. Any other comments? There being a motion on the floor, all vote aye, or excuse me, we'll do a roll call vote. Chairman Randall?
Aye.
Commissioner Whitfield?
Aye.
Commissioner Howard? Can you wave at us if you vote aye? Thank you. That's an aye vote. Commissioner Hamilton? Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Any opposed? All vote aye. The motion passes.
Supplemental agenda item number 2, docket number 2020-106A.
Hey, before you continue, I'd like to relinquish the gavel back to the
3.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're obviously having some technical difficulty with Commissioner Howard, so with hearing him, so I don't. Commissioner Howard, hit *7 to unmute. All right, now speak and see what happens. Still not getting him. Hang up and call back. I appreciate everyone's patience. It's our first or second try at this.
In the interest of time, Mr. Chairman, don't go ahead and read the motion.
We're gonna go ahead and keep moving, and then we'll go ahead, Mr. Minges.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, thank you. Supplemental agenda item number 2, docket number 2020-106A and 1997-239C. This matter concerns proposed temporary changes to the Lifeline program in response to COVID-19.
Do you have Mr. Howard?
Commissioner Howard, can we hear you yet? You speak.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
All right. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Thank you.
It has come to our attention the necessity to suspend the requirement allowing Lifeline-eligible telecommunication carriers to drop customers for non-usage or failed or recertification. Lifeline devices provide lower-income Americans and many veterans the means to stay in touch with health care providers and emergency first responders, along with other critical services. Therefore, I move that we suspend Lifeline ETCs from dropping these customers for 9 months or until the national emergency is lifted, whichever is early. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Howard's motion. Are there questions or comments? Not. We'll continue to roll call. Commissioner Belser.
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton. Commissioner Whitfield.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Howard.
Aye.
And I vote aye. All opposed, no. And the motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, supplemental item 3, docket number 2020-105EG. Dominion Energy, this matter concerns Dominion Energy's actions in response to COVID-19 and a request for expedited approval, nunc-pro-tunc, for the company to waive late payment charges for all its customers.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Whitfield.
Mr. Chairman, in this docket 2020-105-EG, in response to COVID-19, Dominion Energy informs the Commission that it has implemented the following measures. Number one, during this critical time, the company has ceased disconnection for non-payment of bills. Number two, the company is waiving the reconnection charge for those customers whose service has been disconnected for non-payment. Number three, Dominion Energy's local business offices will close at 5 p.m. on March 16, 2020, and will remain closed during the current state of emergency. However, Dominion Energy states that it continues to be available to its customers 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, through its 800 telephone number, its website, and its mobile app. Customers may also continue to pay bills by visiting Dominion authorized payment centers. Number four, Dominion Energy maintains it is committed to helping any customer facing hardship during this difficult time. Mr. Chairman, in addition to these measures, Dominion Energy further states that it understands that its customers will not be able to pay their bills in a timely manner and does not wish to burden those customers who are unable to pay their bill with the assessment of a late payment charge. In order to provide relief to customers as quickly as possible, Dominion Energy began waiving late payment charges on March 16, 2020 for all its customers. Mr. Chairman, consistent with the commission's vote in supplemental item 1, I move that we grant Dominion Energy's request nunc pro tunc and authorize the company to waive any late payment charges incurred by any customer beginning March 16th, 2020. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Whitfield's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, we will roll call vote. Commissioner Belser?
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton? Commissioner Whitfield?
Aye.
Commissioner Howard?
Aye.
Commissioner Urban?
Aye.
And I vote aye. All opposed? And the motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, supplemental item number 4, docket number 2019-281S. This matter concerns attendance at tomorrow's virtual public night hearing.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Urban?
as we know, we have a virtual public night hearing scheduled for Thursday, March 19th. That's tomorrow night, beginning at 6 p.m. Palmetto Utilities is asking us whether their attorney of record and the pro se intervenor, Ms. Lisa Levine, need to be present at the Commission's hearing. Now, this issue really will be two, is whether or not personnel from Palmetto Utilities or the Office of Regulatory Staff need to be present to answer customer questions, as we customarily do. In light of these issues, I think that we'll let the parties counsel on these dockets be present at the virtual public hearing. However, it's not necessary that the pro se intervenors be present. However, they're welcome to attend if they choose to do so. It will also leave it to the discretion of ORS and Palmetto Utilities about whether or not they have personnel present to answer customer questions. I would hope that we could get the customer service numbers for Palmetto Utilities, ORS, and the South Carolina Department of Consumer Affairs across the live feed screen so customers with questions can call or ask specific questions. If that can be arranged, I would move that we do so. So moved.
Thank you. You heard Commissioner Urban's motion. Are there questions or comments? I think we're going to have the phone numbers on the stream, right? I believe that's right. So we will have that. So that'll be a good thing to add. Any other questions or comments?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belser?
I agree with Commissioner Urban's motion. I do note that while it will be within the discretion of the utility and ORS as to whether they have their consumer services folks here, because we will not have any customers present here, it seems unlikely that they may need to do so, but they can take that into consideration themselves. Just note that. And I vote aye on the motion.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Commissioner Belser votes aye. Commissioner Hamilton? Aye. Votes aye. Commissioner Whitfield?
Aye.
Commissioner Howard?
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Urban?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion passes.
Supplemental item number 5, docket number 2019-226E. This matter concerns scheduling for Dominion's Integrated Resource Plan.
Mr. Chairman?
Commissioner Belser?
The hearing officer in this docket held the requested scheduling conference with the parties to develop a procedural schedule. The parties of record have agreed upon a tentative procedural schedule. Previously, I had made a motion, and the commission adopted it, that the hearing in this matter be scheduled for the first week in October. However, we are informed now by the hearing officer, and I believe it was a filing by Dominion, that multiple parties have scheduling conflicts with that hearing date previously ordered during that first week of November. Based on the scheduling conference conducted by the parties with the hearing officer, I move that we amend Order 2020-158 and set a new hearing date in this docket for the week of September 21st, 2020. I move that the clerk's office be directed to hold the entire week of September 21st and through Wednesday of the following week, which would be September 30th, 2020, for this hearing. The hearing officer is instructed to proceed to finalize the agreed-upon procedural schedule in this docket, and I so move.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Belser's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, we'll roll call vote. Commissioner Belser?
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton? Aye. Commissioner Whitfield?
Aye.
Commissioner Howard?
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
And I vote aye as well. So any opposed? With that, the motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, that completes our supplemental agenda. Turning to our utilities agenda, items number 1 through 12 concerns petitions to withdraw requests seeking to abandon local service tariffs and IXC tariffs in docket numbers 92, 126C, 1995, 1052C, 1995, 1208C, 1996, 53C, 1997, 162C, 1997, 300C, 1997, 468C, 1998, 129C, 1998, 404C, 1998, 443C, 2001, 113C, and 1999, 419C.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belser.
I have a motion, but I do want to provide a little background on most of these items. On February 18th of this year, the carriers listed in agenda items 1 through 12 each filed a letter requesting to withdraw tariffs on file with the Commission. The letters did not include corresponding docket numbers related to the carrier certificates or tariffs. On March 6, 2020, each carrier listed in items 1 through 12 filed a letter asking that the request to withdraw the tariffs dated February 6, 2020 be withdrawn. As with the February 6, 2020 letters, no docket numbers related to the carrier certificates or tariffs were provided. Previously, on November 20, 2019, 11 of the carriers listed in agenda items 1 through 12, as well as one additional carrier not on this agenda, but all carriers affiliated with Windstream, each filed a letter asking to withdraw tariffs on file with the Commission. And later, on January 6, 2020, those carriers filed a letter seeking to withdraw the request to withdraw the tariffs. We've been through this 2 times, in other words. While I agree with the motion to grant, therefore, my motion is for each item 1 through 12, I move that the Commission grant the request to withdraw the letter of February 18, 2020, seeking withdrawal of the carrier's tariffs. Any future filings by the carrier should include the docket number or docket numbers associated with the carrier's certificate or tariffs. Further, it is strongly recommended that the carriers consult with the Office of Regulatory Staff or with local counsel to determine how to frame its future request to avoid these multiple filings. I so move.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Belser's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, we'll vote. Commissioner Belser?
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton? Aye. Commissioner Whitfield?
Aye.
Commissioner Howard?
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
And I vote aye. All opposed? And the motion carries. Thank you.
Chairman, item number 13, docket number 2020-91C. We have an interconnection agreement between Lockhart Telephone Company and Charter FiberLink SC, CCO, LLC.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Hamilton.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the interconnection agreement between Lockhart Telephone Company and Charter Fiber, Inc., South Carolina, CCO, LLC. So move, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. You heard Commissioner Hamilton's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, we'll vote. Commissioner Belser?
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton, Commissioner Whitfield,
Aye.
Commissioner Howard,
Aye.
Commissioner Urban,
Aye.
and I vote aye. Thank you. All opposed, and the motion carries.
Item number 14, docket numbers 2600C and 2001-339C. We have a request from West Safety Communications to change its name along with a request for waiver of notice.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Whitfield.
Mr. Chairman, in this matter, West Safety Communications, Inc. seeks to change its name to Entrado Safety Communications, Incorporated. The company also requests waiver of notice. West Safety Communications states that it has changed its name as part of a recent rebranding and marketing campaign by its ultimate parent company, Entrado Corporation, formerly known as West Corporation. Company further states the name change does not entail any restructuring, merger, or other transaction impacting the corporate existence or management of the company and will not affect the services or rates provided to customers of the company. West Safety Communications also informs that notice of the name change has been provided to customers via the notice included as Exhibit C to the request. Therefore, Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the request of West Safety Communications Incorporated to amend its certificate of public convenience and necessity to read Entrado Safety Communications Incorporated, along with a request for waiver of notice.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Whitfield's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Belzer.
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton. Commissioner Whitfield.
Aye.
Commissioner Howard.
Aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
And I vote aye. All opposed? And the motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 15, docket number 2009-448G. We have an amendment 2 to agreement for transportation service with Firm Gas Standby.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve Agreement 2 to the amendment for transportation service with Firm Gas Standby between Mars Incorporated, doing business as Mars Pet Care U.S. Incorporated, and Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Howard's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Belzer.
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton. Commissioner Whitfield.
Aye.
Commissioner Howard.
Aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
And I vote aye. All opposed? And the motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 16, docket number 2019-290WS. We have a request for confidential treatment.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Hamilton.
Mr. Chairman, I would move we grant the request of Blue Granite Water Company's request for confidential treatment of late filed exhibits number 3 and 4. Blue Granite asserts that the exhibits contain either customer-specific or proprietary information. So moved, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Hamilton's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Belzer.
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton. Commissioner Whitfield.
Aye.
Commissioner Howard.
Aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
And I vote aye. All opposed? The motion carries. Thank you.
Items number 17 through 19 are requests to accept power purchase agreements for filing along with requests for confidential treatment in docket numbers 2020-8070, 2020-8080, and 2020-8090.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Whitfield.
Mr. Chairman, I have a motion that addresses all three of these items, 17 through 19. Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept for filing the power purchase agreement between Duke Energy Carolinas LLC and Pelzer Hydro Company LLC, including the Upper Pelzer and Lower Pelzer hydro projects. I move that we also accept for filing the Aqua Energy Systems power purchase agreement along with the request for confidential treatment of all of the agreements. Duke maintains that the power purchase agreements are commercially sensitive and proprietary, and to Pelzer Hydro Company, and Aqua Energy Systems. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Whitfield's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Belser.
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton. Commissioner Whitfield.
Aye.
Commissioner Howard.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
And I vote aye. All opposed? And the motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 20, docket number 2019-393E. We have a petition to intervene.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Irvin.
I move that we grant the petition to intervene filed on behalf of Ecoplexus Incorporated. So moved.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Irvin's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Belser.
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton. Commissioner Whitfield.
Aye.
Commissioner Howard.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
And I vote aye. All opposed? And the motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 21, docket number 2019-331E. Chair, I move that we carry this item over.
It will be carried over.
Item number 22, docket number 2008-140A. We have a request for an extension of time.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move we grant the request of Palmetto State Utility Services Incorporated for a 60-day extension of time until June the 1st, 2020, to file its 2019 annual report. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Howard's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Belser.
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton. Commissioner Whitfield.
Aye.
Commissioner Howard.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
And I vote aye. All opposed? And the motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 23, docket number 2019-232A. We have another request for an extension of time.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Irvin.
I move that we grant the request for an additional 60-day extension of time.
Okay, hang on, Commissioner Irvin. We got to get him a little louder for Ms. Wheat.
I move that we grant the request for additional 60-day extension of time to file responsive comments on behalf of the Office of Regulatory Staff, Duke Energy Carolinas, LLC, Duke Energy Progress, LLC, and Dominion Energy South Carolina, Incorporated. So moved.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Irvin's motion. Are there questions or comments? Not Commissioner Belser.
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton. Commissioner Whitfield.
Aye.
Commissioner Howard.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
And I vote aye. All opposed? And the motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, that concludes our utilities agenda. Turning to our transportation agenda, items number 1 through 9 are new applications that can be taken together. Item number 1, docket number 2020-92T, Haas Ross Incorporated, DBA Low Country Trolley for a Class C charter bus certificate. Item 2, docket 2020-93T, it's Haas Ross Incorporated, DBA Low Country Trolley for a Class C charter certificate. Item number 3, docket 2020-94T, Superior Limousine Service LLC. Item 4, docket 2020-95T, Extreme Limousine of SC LLC. Item 5, docket 2020-96T, Community Transportation and Courier LLC. Item 6, docket 2020-97T, Silver and Gold Senior Transportation LLC. Item 7, docket 2020-98T, A1 Transit LLC. Item 8, docket 2020-99T, SKS Transportation LLC. Item number 9, docket 2020-101T, Joyful Time Rides LLC.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Hamilton.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the application that's identified in items 1 through 9. So moved, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Hamilton's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Belzer,
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton, Commissioner Whitfield,
Aye.
Commissioner Howard,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
and I vote aye. All opposed, and the motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 10, docket number 2013-439T. We have a request for a name change.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belzer.
I move that the commission grant the request of Sheena Richardson, doing business as Just-in-Time Taxi and Limo Service, to amend Class C taxi certificate number 8819 to read Just-in-Time Taxi and Limo LLC. So moved.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Belzer's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Belzer,
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton, Commissioner Whitfield,
Aye.
Commissioner Howard,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
and I vote aye. All opposed, and the motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, item number 11, docket number 2002-319T. No action is necessary because the applicant has withdrawn his request.
Thank you.
Item number 12, docket number 2019-357T. We have a request for an extension of time.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Whitfield.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we grant the request of Legacy Transport Services LLC for an extension of time until December 9th, 2020, to comply with commission rules and regulations. So moved.
You've heard Commissioner Whitfield's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Belzer,
I vote aye.
Commissioner Hamilton, Commissioner Whitfield,
Aye.
Commissioner Howard,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
and I vote aye. All opposed, and the motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, that concludes today's agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Midges. That's one thing I was going to mention earlier in this. We had a communication from NARUC and from our NARUC president, Commissioner Brandon Presley of Mississippi, and I wanted to read a statement from him because I know everybody that's got children at home during this time with school out and grandchildren, this is affecting everybody. And I want to read President Presley's statement. He said, "This pandemic has heightened the attention to the digital divide that exists in many communities. To help minimize the disruption caused by limited access to the internet or the need to access services via mobile rather than fixed broadband, Commissioner Presley has asked the Federal Communications Commission to require wireless carriers to lift data caps and drop data overage charges on wireless plans. He also urges telecommunications companies to work proactively with communities to ensure that students left out of school are not left behind academically." I think that's important. It's an important statement to make nationwide and for us to echo that. So I appreciate everybody's work on this, everybody that worked hard to make this happen with our social distancing and with our folks joining us by Skype. I know it has not been easy and it remains a challenge for us all, but we'll get better at it. And so if there's nothing else to come before us, we are adjourned.